Hey pretties, welcome back to my channel. Happy pink week today. I don't know if I'm gonna post this on Tuesday or Wednesday, but if you're watching this on Wednesday, happy pink Wednesday. If you don't know me, my name is Tania and I film all kinds of pink, girly, beauty, fashion, and lifestyle videos on this channel. So if that's something you're into, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below and push bell notifications so you don't miss any of my videos. Okay, so I'm going to start off this video with a little bit of what I feel would be a good Q&A to answer for you guys. I didn't necessarily ask you questions, but I'm going to explain what is happening, what is going on. I know you read the title of this video and you're like, office, why did she get an office? What is going on? Why is her pink couch in this new place? Like, what's happening? Where did her walk-in closet go? I know you guys are gonna have a ton of questions, so I'm going to answer absolutely everything. In a minute, let me sit down because it's gonna hurt to hold my camera up for that long, and I'll explain it all to you guys. The first thing I feel like I need to kind of just announce is that we're moving. So I feel like that's going to be it's the reason for basically everything, like all of my current decisions as of the moment. And we are moving, we are building a house. If you follow me on Instagram, I did let you guys know on my stories, but for those of you that don't keep up with me on Instagram, we decided to build a house with some builders, and we mainly wanted to do this because A, it's a good time to sell our home, B, we really want a 4-bedroom home so we can potentially, hopefully, start building a family after we get married. So that's kind of the plan, the idea. Of course, everything's in God's hands. I don't know how things are gonna play out. I can't for sure tell you like we're gonna have kids next year. Like, I don't know when we're going to start having kids, but it is in the future plans. So we are making moves towards that, I guess, in a way. And I'm gonna keep it short and sweet because there's quite a lot to update you guys on. The whole process we started back in April. We got the pre-approval, we started working on my credit, and specifically my credit because I had broken a lease a really long time ago and that affected my credit. So, you know, we've been working on that. I'm not gonna get too much into that because I feel like that's a whole other story and I could probably ramble about that forever, so I'm not gonna go on about that. But basically we started the process back in April, so I will be actually showing you guys some of that in some future vlogs whenever we do have like kind of the new house building process going. Right now they are getting permits to build our house and the building should begin soon. I'm not sure when, but it should begin soon. And once that does happen, I will kind of go more into that. But if you guys want me to do a whole separate video about building our home, I can definitely do that. I was planning on it anyway, so yeah, any questions you guys might have about that, just leave them in the comments section so that I can refer back to them when I do film that video. So anyway, we are getting prepared to list our house on the market as of right now, literally this week. And last week, well, the past few weeks, I've been thinking about like, how am I going to work when there's random people coming in and out of my house all of the time to like look at it, and then we don't know how quickly it's going to sell. And just an FYI, once we sell our home, we will be staying at my mom's for like a month or 2 or 3, depending how long it takes for our new house to be built. So that's kind of the idea. We wanted to list the house early enough to give ourselves enough time to be able to really look through offers and like really be able to, you know, get offers, or rather than like sell it to the first person because we're in a hurry to sell it. If we were to wait to sell it when our house is about to be done, if that makes sense. So it's kind of a choice you have to make when you're building a house. You know, you're either going to have to sell it ASAP and, you know, get your offers in and be able to actually get offers in, or you're going to have to sell it really quickly before your next house is finished. And that's if you don't want to overlap your bills, which we don't want to do because it's very expensive to pay 2 mortgages. So we basically want to sell our home and then have a little period where we don't have like a mortgage and stuff, and then comfortably move in. And that's kind of the process that we wanted to do. Of course, everybody's process is so different when it comes to moving, but that's the update. We're building, we're selling. Where am I gonna work? So then I decided I need an office. It wasn't too sudden. I was thinking about it for a few weeks, but as soon as like, and my friend Christina, she's so sweet, she had asked me if I knew anyone that was looking into buying, renting. She's a real estate agent. And I was just like, you know what? I don't know if this is like your area of expertise, but I'm really considering an office, and I gave her my budget and she actually found me this office. So thank you so much to Christina. So the whole reason for this office and this vlog is because I needed somewhere to work. I also did start the new marketing agency, and that is going to require me to meet with a lot of clients, require me to do a lot of Zoom calls, a lot of different kind of work where I need a space to work. And basically working at my mom's is not the ideal scenario for these things, like while our house is being built. Of course, once our house is built, I could have just done an at-home office, but hear me out. I am very happy with the decision to have this office because I've noticed a very drastic change in my motivation. And this is something I did not expect to happen, but this past week I just have been feeling extremely motivated, and getting out of the house has eliminated a lot of anxiety and depression. And let me get into that here in just a minute. I'm not a person that's like severely depressed. I'm a very active person. I'm very hardworking. I'm very motivated most of the time. But when you're constantly working from home, it can be very difficult to kind of push yourself. Sorry if I'm looking out the window a lot. This view is just really nice, but I just noticed I'm doing that a lot. So I'm so sorry if I was doing that so much throughout this whole video. But anyway, basically, I've noticed a very big improvement in my mood having my own workplace to go to. That's the only way I can put it. I'm not severely depressed or anything, but I do have those days or even weeks where I'm like, oh my gosh, I have so many chores to do. And whenever you are working from home and you have to do all the chores and then also work from home, and then you have to work in your home, and if your home is not like spotless, it's like kind of hard to work. I don't know how to explain it, but this has just made a very big difference. This has very much increased my quality of life. That's all I'm gonna say. Just like having an office to go to, I am able to better separate my time. I'm able to separate, like, okay, I'm gonna do my chores at home and then the work gets done at the office. And then I actually have a stopping point, as to where before I would just work literally 24/7. I would work all of the time, which is not healthy. And here I can actually be like, okay, at 6 o'clock, I'm gonna go home and no more working. And it kind of puts that sense in my head where it's like, okay, work is done now, and then I don't work anymore once I'm home, and I'm able to enjoy my home, and I'm able to kind of make more time for myself in that aspect. This has helped my time management incredibly. I've just noticed a very big difference in the past week that I've been working in office, that I just prefer this for myself. And I know everybody's gonna have a different opinion. I feel like everybody just has a different work environment that they thrive in, and for me personally, I do not like being told what to do. I like to be my own boss, but at the same time, I think having an actual workplace to go to has helped me immensely. So anyway, although I was pretty disciplined working from home because I was used to it for so many years, I do notice that I'm a lot happier going into an office, and I'm a lot more productive at the same time, and my brain doesn't feel all like scrambled, if that makes sense, with like the chores and like just everything that has to be done on an everyday basis, if that makes sense. I'm able to kind of really separate everything, and it organizes my brain. I rambled on about that enough. So why is there vanity in here? I mean, obviously this is not only an office, it's also a filming studio, so I would need to be able to not only do my makeup, but also whenever I have makeup clients, I need somewhere for them to be able to go so that I can do their makeup, because I also am a makeup artist. If you guys don't know, that's kind of like my little part-time gig. I thought I was gonna stop doing makeup after the pandemic. I used to be a full-time makeup artist before the pandemic, and obviously the pandemic did not allow for that anymore, and so social media became my main thing. And once, you know, the world started going back to normal, my clients started looking for me again, and so I decided to just continue doing the makeup, but more of on a part-time schedule. So I do still do the makeup artistry, I do still do makeup for weddings and quinceañeras and all kinds of things, whatever you need your makeup done for, I do that locally. And I did need a workplace for my clients to go to. I did have them going to my house for a little while, and I love my clients, so it has absolutely nothing to do with them, but I just feel unprofessional bringing them to my house. And I don't know if that's because I just was so used to working in a salon for so long. I was so used to having a makeup studio. Before I had my clients going to me in studio, I was a MAC freelance makeup artist, so I was doing makeup at MAC counters. So to me, doing makeup from my home, it felt a little bit just not my vibe because I was just so used to doing clients in a professional setting. And so my clients, of course, are amazing, and they did not mind going to my home at all. They're so sweet, and I did not mind them coming to my home. But at the end of the day, I feel a lot more comfortable, more professional, more official having them come to an actual business location. And so to me, just having a business location has been the biggest upgrade that I could do for myself. I'm so happy to have this office. I come in, I film, I work all the way until whatever time that I set myself for the day, and then I go home and I'm actually able to relax and get my mind off of work because everything is left at the office literally. And so if you can do this for yourself, I would highly suggest it. Now I understand why there's a lot of YouTubers that actually have studios outside of their homes, because it just this world, it's life-changing to say the least. Kind of like going to the gym, you know what I mean? Like you have to get yourself there, and it's like the getting there part that's like kind of a bit of a challenge. And when you work for yourself, getting yourself to actually get started on work is a bit of a challenge. And luckily it's something that I have already done for so long, and so I'm good at it and I'm able to manage it. But needless to say, hopefully that explains why the office. I also feel so like official with my little office. I'm so proud of myself. Definitely an accomplishment to lease out a place to do your work, or to have like a physical work address. Like I don't know how to explain it, but it just feels like a really big dream and goal that I've had. I always wanted to have like a filming studio, but it's just so difficult to find somewhere to do that, especially out here in West Texas. There's just not very many options. But thank you to my friend Christina who helped me find this office, and of course the people, the landlord, or I don't know if he was the landlord, but the guy who helped me actually do all the paperwork and everything. He was incredible. He probably was annoyed with me. I was a little pushy because I was trying to get everything done last week because Manny had some time off, and he helped me paint the studio. And like Manny works so much that I don't really like to ask him to do much more like after his 12-hour shifts. So, you know, I was just trying to get it done in a time where I had help, if that makes sense. And I also had a couple of my friends help me paint. My friend Jasmine from Let's Create Balloons, or like decor, she does decor for events. She came and helped me, and so did my friend Andrea, who she was a viewer initially, and then we became friends, and she came and helped me kind of paint and get the masking done, and she's so amazing. Thank you so much, Andrea and Jasmine, for being literally the best friend somebody could ask for in these times. Like I really just needed help to get this done in that week, and it got done, thankfully. So with that being said, and with all the updates, I don't feel like I have any other updates. We're moving. We are living at my mom's for a little bit until the new house is built. The new house should be done around November-ish. Of course, that's an estimate because when you're building a house, you just never know. But I will keep you guys updated on all of that. But needless to say, there's a lot of positive changes happening. There's a lot of things happening. I cannot wait for you guys to see the new house. I literally customized everything white and gold and marble. Like my new walk-in closet, I actually asked them if they could do marble floors in that room. I'm so excited, and I've been holding all of this in for so long. Like we literally picked our customized options in May, at the beginning of May at some point, which feels like a long time ago. I mean, I know it wasn't that long ago. It was like a month ago now, but it feels like a long time because I always just want to tell you guys everything. But you know, sometimes you just have to wait a little bit until everything's kind of set in stone, and then you can like tell people. But yes, we are very, very excited for our house. We're very excited for everything. And of course, a lot of people are like, well, you're also planning your wedding. Like, isn't that a lot? Girl, yes, it's a lot, but it's not anything that I can't handle. For the wedding, we literally got an all-inclusive venue where they do everything for you there. And so we literally have like 3 or 4 different appointments for like the decorations, to taste the food, to taste the cake. and like a final one just to like finalize everything, like for them to show us like what the final tables are gonna look like and stuff like that, like the table decor, etc., like the setup of the place. And that's it. Like, it's really not that intense. I did it this way because I know I'm not going to be nitty-gritty planning every detail of the wedding. I know that was gonna stress me out because I work a lot and Manny works a lot, and we just essentially don't have the time. And so I picked the option that was the best for our schedules and for us. And this all-inclusive venue is just incredible. Like, they are just doing such an incredible job. I literally sent them a PDF of like what I would like my wedding to look like, and they have literally almost copied it to a T, and it's just like incredible the work that they do. I'm so excited. So anyway, when it comes to like me juggling like the wedding planning and like the moving and everything, it's really not interfering like you would think it would, because the wedding stuff is pretty much almost all done. And so now it's just like focusing on the moving part of everything, and by the holidays that will be done, and then our wedding is not until next March. So it's honestly all just playing out in a good time frame, I feel like. And so, you know, we're not really stressed or worried about any of that, if that makes sense, because I know that was a question that I got quite a bit. They're like, wow, you're taking on quite a lot, and it can seem that way, but I know what I'm doing at the end of the day. Like, I know what I can handle. So if I couldn't handle everything, I definitely wouldn't do it. But yeah. Alright guys, so without further ado, we're gonna get into the vlog. I'm gonna show you guys the before of this office. I did some clips painting. I just did some random little clips vlogging. It's not, the majority of this video was definitely me updating you guys. Okay, so guys, welcome to my new office. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of some of the stuff in here, so don't mind that. But this is what we're working with. There's the door, and we're about to get to painting in here and turning it into my pink office. So yes, I rented this office space in a building, and I'm using it for my work now because this is something I just always wanted to do, is have my own office like this. And I'm so excited because this is gonna be like my little office for marketing. As I told you guys, I was going to start a marketing agency. This is also going to be my little studio to film in and stuff. And I'm just gonna use this for literally everything that I do. So I'm very excited to have somewhere away from home to work. I know working from home is like the dream, but it's a blessing and a curse sometimes, and I'm ready to try out working not from home, if that makes sense. But I'll tell you guys more on that later. Here is what it looks like. We are on the tallest floor, and it's beautiful. So this stuff, the last tenants left in here, and I'm just going to get rid of it. I'm probably just going to keep this, but like we're gonna repaint it, and yeah, that's it. I'm also gonna go ahead and talk through it because I didn't talk too much through those clips, just because I was trying to get this done, because I was like, let's get this done. And so I didn't really talk too much throughout a lot of the clips. But whenever I first got this office, I got the keys last week on Tuesday or Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken, and walked in, the place was green. Well, I had already seen it before, obviously, so I came and looked at them a week prior to that, and I knew I wanted this one. They had 3 different options. It was this one, a corner office that was smaller but cost the same, but you know, it just cost the same because it was a corner office. And then they had a bigger one that cost a little bit more, but it had like some cabinetry and stuff. But I decided to go with this one. It was the middle one, and it was the perfect size and the perfect amount of lighting and the perfect just everything for me. I loved the carpet color. The other ones had like this really dark navy carpet that I didn't like, and I didn't really feel like ripping it out. Do let you kind of like customize the office, but I decided to go with a little bit of a Lauderate theme, and the carpet doesn't really bother me that much in this color, so I kind of went for this office because I knew it was the easiest to customize and I didn't have to put too much work or invest too much money into like doing too much to it. So day one of getting my keys, I was obviously very, very excited. I had my friend Andrea with me that day, and she's the one that helped me get started on the paint. Cute. Oh, look at my sandals. This is what counts though, right here. Pink paint. Pretends to paint. Vlog.
Done?
So we painted, okay? I had this kind of paint. It was semi-gloss. The name was, it's Priscilla by Sherwin-Williams. Yeah, the name is Priscilla by Sherwin-Williams. It was a really beautiful pink. It looked like the pink you're seeing behind me on the swatch. However, once we painted, and because we didn't prime, which we should have primed, but I was just like, oh, well, you know, they just painted this office this light green color. Like, it was fresh paint, the green. And also, it was very light, so I didn't think I would need to prime. But apparently, the semi-gloss mixing with the green behind it literally made that pink like 2 shades darker. And so the next morning that I walked in, it was super patchy because of the semi-gloss, just the gloss not distributing properly. It was Barbie pink. It was almost pulling like a purple hue. It was a mess. I was just like, no, I'm gonna have to repaint. Hey guys, so I am literally such a mess right now. We are on day 2 of painting. A lot of stuff went down. I think I'm just gonna have to do story time, but basically we painted and the color came out darker. We used the wrong finish. So we're painting again, but luckily the paint we had already painted is gonna serve as a primer, so it should get done quicker this time. I also bought an 18-inch roller so we can get this done quicker. Manny found this on TikTok, and anything to make this go faster works for me. I'm drinking a double shot Starbucks drink right now. I just parked outside of my office and we're gonna get in there and get started. I'm by myself today. Yesterday, my sweet friend Andrea helped me. Thank you so much, Andrea. And this morning, I woke up with my voice gone. So allergies are no joke. Yesterday, it was cloudy, it was ugly, it was humid. Today, it is 100 degrees outside. So the weather is just messing me up, you guys. My allergies are messing me up really bad. I have a sinus infection, and I know when I have a sinus infection because I get these quite a lot in the area I live in. So yeah, anyway, we're not gonna go on and on about my allergies today. Let's go ahead and get into the office and get to day 2 of painting. So like, just not happy about it. I'm not gonna lie, I was very not happy about it. And I called my brother. My brother actually does construction, and so he knows a lot about paint. And so I told him what was going on. I was like, it looks super patchy. Like, the areas where we went and did touch-ups, you can definitely tell we went and did touch-ups because it was just like so obvious where the paint, like the color differentiation, where the gloss just was not distributing properly, where some spots looked lighter and some spots looked darker pink. It was a mess. And so I told him everything, and he said, well, sister, you used a semi-gloss paint over a flat paint, and on top of it you didn't prime. I just felt so, I was like, oh my gosh, bad girl. And what am I doing? So anyway, it all started because I already had that kind of paint, okay? I already had that Priscilla kind of paint that I was going to use for another project. We decided we're going to move, so I never used it, and so it was sitting there, and that's why I decided to use it for the office. But anyway, he was like, first of all, you are painting over wood panels. These are panels behind me, and you want to paint flat paint on those because it will hide the flaws, and it will make sure that it's distributed because it's like a flat wall. There's no texture to it. So it's gonna show all the flaws if you're painting with like a semi-gloss or a glossy paint. If it's uneven, if there's brush strokes, it's just going to show. And he also told me that because the green was underneath, it probably made the paint darker, and that's why it turned out a Barbie color. And he advised me to just basically, since it was already pink and it was already all painted, he said that that kind of served as a primer in a way, because I'm only gonna put pink on top of it, so it's not like I'm gonna go a whole different color or do white or anything. So he said to just go ahead and buy the paint that I actually want and maybe go a little lighter, so that in case when it dries it looks darker, it'll still be a light pink. So I went with the color you're seeing behind me now, and I did go in and do one coat on most of the walls, and then I did touch-ups in places that needed, because it was already pink underneath, so it really only needed one thick even coat. I used an incredible paint called Super Paint by Sherwin-Williams. You can only get it at the Sherwin-Williams store. You cannot find it at Lowe's, Home Depot. You cannot find it at any of those places. So I don't know where else you can find it besides Sherwin-Williams. From what I know, that's the only place locally where I could find it. It may be sold other places, but if it is, I'm not aware of it because I'm not a construction expert. So my brother just told me to go to Sherwin-Williams and buy super paint. So I got super paint flat, and then the color I went with is Charming Pink by Sherwin-Williams. And again, the flat made a world of a difference. It is also the best paint color to use when you film YouTube videos or to use in a studio because it doesn't reflect any light. And I didn't even think of that because I've only ever filmed in a house and I've only ever had an at-home studio, and homes are usually painted semi-gloss. Like, it just is what it is. Homes have texture and they're painted with semi-gloss. So anyway, I'm gonna stop telling you the reasons why I didn't know I should have painted flat. But basically, if you're painting a studio, if your walls don't have any texture, use flat paint. Like, just use flat paint. Hopefully I'm saving somebody out there with this video, but yes, use flat paint. So we went in for day 2 and 3 of painting, and we painted literally everything again on day 2, and then on day 3 I came in and did touch-ups, and then that same evening Manny helped me move everything in, and my friend Jasmine came and helped me do all the touch-ups, and then she stayed all the way till the evening and helped me move everything in. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like those moments where only somebody else who owns a small business like her will understand how much the help is appreciated when it comes to these things, because it is a lot of work. And it is almost like when you own a business, you know that people's time is very important because your time is very important, and so you're not just going to ask people for help. I don't know, that's just how I am. I'm not just gonna be like, everybody come help me. Like, no, like it's my business, it's my decision to move into this office, so I was gonna handle it the best I could on my own with Manny, of course, because he's my future husband, so of course he's gonna help me. And of course family, you know, if they have the time to help, they will also help. But I normally would not ask somebody for help without paying them. That's just not who I am, or at least taking them to lunch or something. Like, something, they have to get something, because our time is so special and our time is important. And so the fact that Jasmine, like, she literally just showed up, like, she was like, okay, I'm here to help. I'm like, no, like, you don't have to. And she's like, no, I know how these things are. I have a business. She's like, I know how much the littlest details are appreciated. Even somebody handing you like a wrench or a paintbrush or a screwdriver whenever you're building something for your office or whatever. She's like, I know how important it is to have the help, or even just the company. And I was just like, she just showed up like that. Like, I was just like, thank you, Jasmine. And also my friend Andrea, like, she literally was just like, I'm coming to help you. Oh my gosh, you guys should have seen me that day. It was a mess. The day that I got the keys to my office, it was super cloudy. Nothing was going right. Absolutely nothing was going right. Like, I had to get a money order to give the down payment and then the first month, obviously. And I decided it would be a good idea to transfer, because we have 2 different banks. Manny and I have a joint bank account which we use to pay bills, and then I have my own bank accounts, and my own bank accounts are a different bank. Like, my business bank accounts and stuff, it's just a different bank. And I don't have a checkbook because I've never used a checkbook for things like that. I've never had to use a checkbook, and so I didn't have one. And so I thought it would be easy to like Zelle myself the money to like our joint account, because that bank literally is right next to my office, and like the leasing office for this building is in that same building of the bank, which is next to this building. I hope that's making sense. I just thought it would be easier so I don't have to drive around town to sell myself the money to our joint bank account, which is the bank next to my office, which is the bank where their leasing office is. And so I go into this bank, and keep in mind, this is Manny's bank. Like, I don't use this bank. I literally just Zelle money for bills to it. I never actually use the bank myself. I don't swipe the card. I don't use the card for anything. I Zelle money to it. Manny like does the transactions for the bills. That's it. Like, that's how we handle it. And so I've never used this bank before, so I don't know really how they work. And I walk in and I'm like, oh yes, I'd like a money order. And they're like, okay ma'am, but it looks like you guys don't use this account often, and we're not going to be able to give you the money order because it needs to, the transaction needs to process, and it won't be processed until tomorrow. Right when I'm doing that, okay, I'm like really frustrated. And so I go to my car to charge my phone because it's dying, and then I get a text message and they tell me my keys are ready. And it's keep in mind, it's 4:30, the bank's about to close at 5, and I don't have time to go across town to go to my bank to then get more money out of my business account. Like, it's just not how it works. So, and I can't Zelle it to that account because obviously it's not gonna process for 24 hours. And so I'm stuck. I'm literally stuck. And so I go and tell the girl, I'm like, there's really no way you can just give me a money order, temporary check, like, or not a temporary check, a quick check. My bank does quick checks. Like, you go in, they can literally print you some quick checks for like $1 a check. They don't print checks. They're like, we don't have any printing like devices here to print your checks. I'm like, you're telling me you have this whole 12-story building and you don't have printing machines? I was just like, what is going on? I didn't tell her that, but I was just thinking it in my head. I was just like, oh, okay. And I was like, okay, well, do you know anything else I can do? Because I really need to pay this money. And she goes, well, you could take it out of the ATM. I look in my purse, you guys. I don't have the card in my purse to be able to take it out of the ATM. I don't have the card in my purse. I don't have the time to go home and go get it. It was just a disaster at this point. I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm not getting the keys today. I'm not even gonna force it. Like, whatever, it's fine. It's okay, we'll come tomorrow. And the rush was that specific day, my friend Andrea had off and she was willing to help me paint. And so on top of it, I needed the office to be finished by Saturday because I had clients Saturday that I was meeting with. And so, oh my gosh, you guys. Anyway, I'm over here getting comfortable. Anyway, it was a mess, and I was like, okay, whatever. I threw my hands up. I was like, it's not happening. It's definitely not happening. We are not getting this money today. We're gonna have to wait until tomorrow to be able to pay this money. Fast forward, I was sitting in the car and I'm like, why am I was about to email the guy that, you know, the guy who helped me with the leasing papers and like who has the key for me and everything. I was about to email him and be like, I'm so sorry, I'm not gonna be able to pick it up till tomorrow because XYZ. And I was just sitting there, I was like, why am I gonna email him? I'm literally in the same building as him right now. I'm just gonna go upstairs and talk to him. So I went upstairs and he's like, hey, what's going on? And I told him what was happening. And he was like, oh, okay, yeah, no problem. Here's the key, just bring the check tomorrow. And I was like, that's it? like that's it? So much for nothing. Like, I could have just told him this whole time instead of stressing out. I could have just been like, hey, like, XYZ is happening. And then he could have just been like, okay, no problem, bring it tomorrow. Anyway, so I got my keys, we came in, we painted, we did things. The next morning I came in again, I went and sent the check or whatever. I actually went to my bank the next morning. I Zelled myself the money back because at this point I was so like, okay, I'm not dealing with this bank anymore. I'm not dealing with this bank anymore. I'm gonna deal with my bank, which I'm familiar with, and I know that they'll be able to help me. And so I just Zelled myself the money back into my account. And you want to know what the weird thing is? Hold on, pause. The weird thing is that how can you not give me a cashier's check or like a money order, but I can take it out at the ATM cash? That did not add up to me. Like, that did not make sense to me, how I'm able to withdraw the money cash, but you can't give me a cashier's check. Isn't it the same thing? It's cash. So anyway, yeah, that's just a question that just popped. That's a question that just like was running through my head at the moment. I was like, why is it that they can't give me a cashier's check, but I can withdraw this money? Whatever. I don't know the reasoning behind these things. I'm sure there's a reason why. I'm sure that there's a process to this. There are probably rules to this, and that is why. I'm not saying like that they should move mountains for me or anything. If that's just the way that it is, it's just the way that it is for that bank. But yeah, it just didn't add up in my head. Anyway, yeah, I Zelled myself the money back. I went to my bank. I had them print me some quick checks. and I ordered a checkbook while I was there on my phone because you can only order them online. I ordered myself a checkbook and I wrote out the check and everything, and I came that morning and I dropped off the check and I got myself back to painting. It's move-in day at the office. We have the pink couch. We're rolling it on this baby stroller thing. I mean, it works. Okay.
Manny, right?
Yeah.
And you want it over there?
Yeah. We got it, you guys. We got it in here. Yay.
I can.
And then I have my Superman. Ta-da! Alright, how much do I owe you?
So let there be light.
Okay, we have this so far. We have this. The rest is a mess, but we're almost there. Guys, we're almost there. We put together my studio vanity now, and it's officially dark outside. I also brought my monitor. I brought my printer, some more office things, extension cords. We bought eyelashes for some clients tomorrow. My label printer so I can label things in here. But yeah, there's a lot of work to be done, you guys. So we're gonna do a bit of organizing. I have to put all the light bulbs on this vanity. The next day I came in, did touch-ups that whole morning, did some work. I had a lot of work to catch up on. I had a couple of Zoom meetings for the agency, Boss. If you guys don't know, it's Boss Media Pros on Instagram. We help smaller businesses and influencers scale up their following and basically help them optimize their content and basically help them get more exposure onto their accounts so that then they can turn it into revenue. And if you guys are interested in that, you have a business, doesn't matter how big or small, or you are an influencer or an aspiring influencer, just definitely go check us out. We do free discovery calls. They're 30-minute Zoom discovery calls. Again, it's free, and we basically tell you what we do, what we can offer you, and you know, you tell us what you need and what you're wanting, and we can kind of customize a contract or a plan for your needs. Kind of what sets us aside from like a lot of marketing agencies is that we are actually willing to customize a plan for you, and we don't just say these are our packages and it's like the same for everyone. No, we customize it for your specific needs, and we do coaching calls for your specific needs. So yeah, if you're interested, the links will be down below. Okay guys, so I wanted to share with you guys, I got my new office chair. This is what she looks like. I'm gonna link it down below, but it's so comfy and so cute, and I know you guys will love it. Absolutely love it. You can use this even as a vanity chair if you would like. It's just such a cute. Oh, I just showed you guys the chair that I just got. That's the last thing I did, is I brought up my new chair into the office, and that's all I've done. Now I've been just filming in here. I do want to DIY the desk in here pretty soon, but let's go ahead and get into a little tour of the office that I did just a second ago. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what I've done so far and how it's looking. And I wanted to update you guys on the office. So I do have some work currently going on. I'm drinking a suja drink, but this is what we currently have. I still have to DIY this desk, but this is how it's looking so far. I mean, it's a little bit of a mess, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it needs work. I definitely kicked off my heels over there, by the way, but yeah, this is what we have so far. I have yet to bring like my Keurig and my coffee stuff so I can make my coffee, but I did bring my mini fridge and my pink printer, my speaker, some cute canvases, and my monitor, my desktop, my iPad, my Logitech keyboard, which I love, and then of course we have me, and this is my vanity that I brought. I don't know how I'm going to end up decorating. I know I do want to throw flowers in here somewhere, but we'll see. And then over here I just have some stuff that I brought to put away today. And then we did bring my pink couch, as you guys saw in the previous clips. But yeah, that's literally everything, you guys, that I have done to the office so far. Of course, I'm going to continue to vlog. Eventually we'll have like an official office tour. This is definitely a very unofficial office tour, and I do want to DIY this desk, so you guys will see what I end up doing to this desk. Although the brown actually doesn't look bad, but we do want to make it look nicer, so I will keep you guys updated on that. And then I did bring this bench for people to be able to sit on. But yeah, this is what we have going on. Alright guys, that is everything for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, seeing a little vlog, my story time, my life updates, everything about moving into this office, why I did it, the reasoning behind it, and basically how I'm feeling about it, and the process of getting my office and everything. So I DoorDashed myself some Chipotle, and it's probably waiting for me at the door, so I'm gonna let you guys go so I can get some food in the system because I'm starving. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in today, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.